Welcome to this edition of What's Happening in Crypto with the Crypto Lark, broadcasting to you from New Zealand and bringing you all of the latest. Bitcoin $7,521. The crypto roller coaster continues as the market's taking a bit of a turn on the 24-hour. Big news out of Japan. Japan's GMO launches an app to reward gamers in Bitcoin. I think we're going to see a lot more of these gamified crypto reward games coming out. GMO Internet is a massive player in Japan, and of course they're also in the process of launching all kinds of Bitcoin mining facilities. So I suppose they get the Bitcoin and then pay it out to people to play their game. Clever strategy. SBI launches Japan's first bank-backed crypto exchange. They are close partners with the Ripple Foundation. And of course, the first crypto available for trade is going to be XRP, because of course it's going to be. Later on, they'll be implementing Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash trading as well. A small start, but nevertheless, an interesting start. Coinbase planning to move into the Japanese market. This is a curious development because the Japanese market is a big market without a doubt, and Coinbase is a big player without a doubt, but it's also a highly competitive market. Of course, Coinbase does have the requisite money to be able to compete and market themselves in Japan, so I'll be certainly watching to see how that turns out. Indonesian regulator gives the green light for crypto futures trading. Wow, this is such a fascinating story out of Indonesia. We've really seen some back and forth in Indonesia on cryptocurrencies. It's cool, it's not cool, it's cool, it's not cool. And of course, we've had some really exciting projects coming out of Indonesia, like PundiX, for example, and the demand for cryptocurrencies in Indonesia is very, very high, unsurprisingly. But now we'll actually be seeing those traded in the country's futures exchange. That's powerful. Of course, Indonesia being such a large market. The China State TV blockchain is 10 times more valuable than the internet. Wow, China. Just decide on something. They're so back and forth. Just last week they aired a different program on China State TV talking about the dangers of ICO investing and giving the story of one man who bet it all and lost so much. Now, of course, we see this different dialogue being aired, telling people about blockchain technology, explaining the concept, explaining the potential of the technology, and also, of course, explaining the risks of the technology. Really cool. I think this is a really positive step. I would just love to see China come back in and just say, you know what, here's the regulations, we're going to do it, and we're going to go full on into blockchain and to crypto, because crypto and blockchain are not always necessarily connected. And I think that's an important thing to remember, that we will see a lot of business solutions that don't launch cryptocurrencies but do use blockchain technology. Speaking of China, Chinese internet titan Baidu announces Superchain, the most super chain of them all. Great name. Why didn't anyone else take this before? Superchain is going to be their blockchain solution. This is massive. This is basically like Google making a blockchain, and Google is going to make a blockchain. It's just a matter of time. It's going to happen. Again, big Chinese companies like Baidu getting into it. Obviously, we have all these major blockchain projects that have come out of China. It's just a matter of time until Beijing catches up with the technology that is being pushed forward by all of these Chinese teams. We could go on and on about all the amazing stuff coming out of China. Okay, next big story here. Russian Railways eyes crypto for tickets and blockchain for cargo. The Russian Railway, of course, is a massive intercontinental railway company. Crypto for tickets, that's a nice step, but I think that even more compelling here is using blockchain for their cargo business. Remember that Russia is going to be a key road in connecting China to Europe. So maybe we can see some of these projects like Matrix, for example, come in and make some connections here. Not saying that's happening yet, but that could definitely be a thing to see Russian railways partnering up with some of these projects to help incorporate everything in a nice, seamless way. Dubai unveils blockchain-based digital Silk Road project. Dubai has been getting very interested recently in blockchain technology. Of course, I think they, like so many countries, see an opportunity and want to jump onto it. Technology is agnostic of governments and is agnostic of the intentions of governments or the credibility of governments and all these different things. Something to keep in mind. The Commonwealth Bank in Australia. This is not necessarily a crypto-related story, but I thought it was very relevant to us here on the Crypto Lark channel because they had to pay a $700 million fine for anti-money laundering and the terror financing laws. This is just a continuation of stories that I continue to hear all the time. It's always the big banks who are the ones doing the money laundering. It is always the big banks who are helping to fund terrorism through either negligence or greed, not shutting these accounts down, taking the fees, whatever it might be. Probably a lot of negligence, but nevertheless, we in the crypto space have to go through all these KYC, AML loops that are set up, but then the banks themselves who are anti-crypto, who are making it more difficult for citizens to buy cryptocurrencies by cutting off card support or charging cash advance fees and all these different things that they do, are themselves the ones who are doing the money laundering, who are enabling the money laundering, and are not doing anything to stop it, or simply not doing very much to stop it. So you can see how broken this system is, and we're still dealing with the old regulations for a new industry. Next story out of Australia. Coastal town claims to be the first digital currency friendly in Australia. This is the town of Agnes Water, 5 hours north of Brisbane. The guys at NEM and the guys at Travel by Bit are really pushing this town forward as a crypto-friendly tourist destination. Over 30 businesses in town now accept cryptocurrency as a form of payment. And it's just a small town of 2,000 people. So that's a very impressive number. That would be certainly, if not the majority, a good proportion of the shops in this little town are accepting cryptocurrencies. And that can also for things like tours out to the Great Barrier Reef, paid in crypto. The guys at Travel by Bit have been doing a lot of good work on the ground in Australia, trying to get more businesses to accept cryptocurrency. A very encouraging story without a doubt. Zencash suffers from double spend transactions in a 51% attack. A worrying trend. This is the fourth or fifth attack that we've seen in the last 2 weeks on blockchains. Someone out there, or some group of people out there, have figured out that for a small amount of money, you can actually run these attacks on these blockchains because the network effect of many of these blockchains simply isn't big enough yet to guarantee that massive level of security. You look at Bitcoin, for example, and what it would cost to run a 51% attack on the Bitcoin network, and it's really, really big. The cost would not necessarily outweigh the benefit. Whereas with some of these smaller blockchains, you can run these attacks for rather cheap and get some pretty good payout in the end. This is definitely something that is a concerning trend. Ripple donates $50 million to universities to support blockchain and crypto education. I love it, Ripple. Ripple keeps throwing out big piles of money. Of course, they did a massive donation a few months ago to basically fulfill all of the orders or the asking for donations on a education website. They recently, of course, donated $4 million very publicly to Ellen DeGeneres and her wildlife fund. This, though, I think is a more compelling offer, saying let's educate young people on blockchain technology. Ripple, of course, is a bit late to the party when it comes to this because a lot of other companies have already been spending big on supporting blockchain education. We could think about Binance, for example, or Cardano. They have been spending big in this regard, but I'm very happy to see Ripple throwing some money in to help support blockchain education. The guys over at Pierre Mountain are joining the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance. Great news for Pierre Mountain, without a doubt. One of those ICOs that's really just kind of flying under the radar at the moment, but is a very fascinating project. It's time for some free stuff. The guys over at Crypto Bird sent me a pretty sweet t-shirt. It's a Crypto Lark t-shirt, one of a kind, if you want to get it. Put down in the comment section something like, put me in for the t-shirt. In to win a t-shirt is an extra large, so make sure it's a relative size for you, I suppose. Still looking for more video submissions for the Satoshi Nakamoto project. I've had some really great ones so far, so thank you so much to everyone who's taken just 10 or 20 seconds out of their day to make a short video and send it across to me at thecryptolark@gmail.com. Remember, it's just something simple like, I love to use Bitcoin to buy coffee down at my local cafe. I am Satoshi Nakamoto. Something like that, guys. Really keen. I love the submissions that are coming through. Also, I love the submissions that are coming through for the NAC3 conference. I've got a few already. Oh man, it's so cool hearing your stories and hearing why you want to come to the conference. I just love engaging with the community like this. So remember, the contest is going to finish on Sunday this week, my time. So keep that in mind if you are looking to do a video submission. By the way, the guys at NAC3 are running a 50% discount until the end of the week as well. So it goes from $200 to $100 for the ticket until the end of the week. The discount code is strength in numbers. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you think about any of today's news stories in the comment section down below. Massive thank you as well to everyone who's hitting that like button. Join the conversation over on Twitter where I share farther insights into crypto. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.